Shame, 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 shame on Prince William. The scenes that we saw before the Queen passed away and after the Queen passed away were truly, truly horrific, my family. Prince Harry asked William, he said, and I quote, "What are your plans? How are you and Kate getting up there?" And then a couple of hours later, all of the family members that live within the Windsor and Ascot area were jumping on a plane together, says Prince Harry. Harry was not invited. Harry had to look for a way to get to the Queen. My family. It was disgusting what William did to Harry. Very disgusting, my family. And I want you to hear from Harry's own lips what Harry had to say about this. One thing is clear. This is so sad, so shameful. So shameful. I mean, if you love your grandmother, at least if you even claim to love your grandmother, wouldn't you want her to be with people who love her? William had to be petty. He had to be petty towards Harry, my family. And that moment, what the Rose did truly hurt Prince Harry, my family. And I must say it was disgusting. And I want you to hear what Harry had to say about this issue. One thing, it was disgusting, shameful. Shame, shame, shame on William. Shame. Please hear this, please. My family.
For a charity event, when the palace announced his grandmother, the Queen, was under medical
Please hear this once again, my family.
Harry has been back in the United Kingdom. He was in London last September for a charity event when the palace announced his grandmother, the Queen, was under medical supervision at Balmoral Castle in Scotland.
I asked my brother, I said, "What are your plans? How are you and Kate getting up there?" And then a couple of hours later, all of the family members that live within the Windsor and Ascot area were jumping on a plane together, a plane with 12, 14, maybe 16 seats.
You were not invited on that plane?
I was not invited.
By the time Harry got to Balmoral on his own, the Queen was dead.
I walked into the hall and my aunt was there to greet me, and she asked me if I wanted to see her. I thought about it for about 5 seconds, thinking, is this a good idea? And I was like, you know what, you can do this. You need to say goodbye. So I went upstairs, took my jacket off, and walked in and just spent some time with her alone.
Where was she?
She was in her bedroom. I was really happy for her because she'd finished life, she'd completed life, and her husband was waiting for her, and the two of them were buried together.
My family, you have heard that, what William did. William knew, my family, that Harry just wanted to know how are they getting there so that Harry also can get there. William had to be so petty to Harry, my family, that he deprived Prince Harry of the chance to get there, to be by his grandmother's bedside. So disgusting what he did, my family. And that tells you, in the royal family, in the royal household, truly, there is no love amongst members of the royal family. There is only betrayal. Time and time again, constant betrayal, constant leaking and planting of stories against each other. That is what you can expect in the firm. And my family, I want you to also hear something else, my family, on what Harry had to say. Because the scenes, what happened there, were just so really, quite frankly, disgraceful. You don't do, what they just did. You don't do, what they did, and what the royal family did, was quite, wrong. You don't do that. You don't do that to someone. You don't. You just really don't, my family. And William then will say that, I love you, Harry. I love you, Harry. What a bunch of disgusting lies. This is toxic. This isn't, love. It isn't. My family, please hear what Harry had to say on the day the Queen died. Please just, once again, hear this other short clip.
The day that she died was just a really, really horrible reaction from my family members. They were on the back foot, and then the briefings and the leaking and the planting. I was like, we're here to celebrate the life of Granny and to mourn her loss. Can we come together as a family? I sit here now in front of you asking for a family, not an institution. I want a family. And I understand how that might be hard for them.
My family, you've heard that from Prince Harry himself. You've heard what happened. And we saw what unfolded, my family. It was so bad, really. So bad. So bad, really. You just don't do that. You don't do what the farm did. You don't do what William did. You don't do that to someone you claim, you say you love. My family, continue hearing this, please.
Not an institution. I want a family. And I understand how that might be hard for them to be able to separate the two. But to me, everything that I've witnessed and experienced over the years, there has...
My family, you've heard that short clip about what happened, the day the Queen died. It was a horrible, horrible reaction from the farm. And we saw that reaction. In the first moment where we were told that, Meghan was going with Harry. And then Harry arrived alone. And then we were told once again, they leaked as to why Meghan didn't come. Because Charles made a phone call to Harry, telling him not to come with Meghan Markle. You say that, you see other royal wives are not coming, yet Sophie Wessex was there, my family. So Charles did not want Meghan there. What did Meghan do to them? What? What did she do? She only fell in love while being a mixed race, light-skinned black woman. That's all she did. That's all she did. She did her job well. And even from early on, for those who've seen, Spare, or read Harry's Spare memoir, from early on even, you're hearing from Charles that there's no money for Meghan. No money for Meghan. And yet the tabloids were running with these lies that Meghan was spending huge sums of money, taxpayer money, on clothes, on outfits. Yet we are being told by Prince Harry already, clearly, he was told that there was no money for Meghan. Meghan paid for the furniture that they used at Nottingham Cottage. The furniture that was then moved to Frogmore Cottage. Meghan paid for it with her own money. Meghan was a self-made millionaire before even meeting Prince Harry. My family, how they just treated Meghan was so abhorrently. They treated her so abhorrently, so badly, All because, she outshined other members of the family. The jealousy, as Diana described Charles, that Charles is a very proud man, very proud person. When he saw that Diana was outshining him, getting all the media attention, Charles was very jealous, very envious, and he took it out on Diana, the late Diana. And when also he saw the media were focusing on Harry and Meghan, both he and also Camilla became jealous, became envious. You know, my family, envious of Harry and Meghan, their star power. I mean, how can you be so jealous about your own son? Your own flesh and blood. How can you be jealous about your own son? I don't see it. I feel like any father, whatever milestone that their son achieves, whatever their son does, you know, even when you bring, let's say, someone special to you, to your home, I think that's a proud moment for any parent, but not for Charles. He's different, clearly, very different, you know. And they keep on proving that the royal family, the royals, are not a family, but rather they are a farm, not a family. It's disgusting how they treated Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's dearly beloved wife. It's so disgusting, really. I'm appalled with how they treated Meghan Markle, my family. It's so disgusting. And it makes me so sad what Meghan had to endure at the hands of the farm and the UK tabloid press, and William himself, whose hatred for Meghan was on full display, even physically assaulting Harry. My family, the royals are not a family, truly. From Charles to William, and even when Harry talks, you know, he says that he was a family, not an institution. I don't see him getting a family. I don't. You know, in the words of the late King George, we are not a family, we are a farm. I don't think you can't separate those two. You can't separate those two. You can't. It's just one of the same. You can't separate those two. You can't. My family. And to see the scenes that unfolded, the point that even Harry and Meghan go to the car, I remember. And then you could see Harry have a deep exhale, you know? And Meghan, you could see just that she was just holding herself from crying. That's the toxicity that we speak of what, you know, Meghan and Harry were being put through on a daily basis. And even the funeral, the mourning period of the Queen was turned into a bash fest of Harry and Meghan. It was despicable. It was a horrible reaction. Horrible. Very horrible. Very horrible. It's like Harry is the only voice of reason here. And they refuse to listen to the voice of reason, being Harry. My family. Harry is trying to be reasonable to them. But yet they have to show contempt. Yet they have to be mean towards Harry. So disgraceful. So disgusting, really. You know? I am just so appalled with how poorly they treated Harry and especially Meghan Markle. From Charles to Camilla, the snitch. The royal family snitch is Camilla. Everybody knows that. You know, she leaks anything, any story to the tabloid media so that she can get PR. So she can get good press. That's what Camilla does. And it's just so disgraceful what Camilla, you know, has done to Prince Harry and even to the late Diana. She never ever stopped, you know, hurting Harry. My family never ever stopped. She never stopped hurting even the late Diana, even after she passed away. How? By going after her children. That's the worst form of hate, really. It's a form of, it's just too much hate. Too much hate. You know? What did Harry do to Camilla to deserve what, you know, Harry went through? You know? Camilla hurt Harry's mother, the late Diana. And clearly that wasn't enough for her. That wasn't enough, you know, for Camilla. It wasn't enough for her. She had to go after her sons as well for her own PR needs. My family, because she wanted to get good press. You know, it's so disgusting what, you know, Camilla did to Prince Harry and Meghan, what Charles did, what William did. All of them were in on it, on the abuse. Kate Middleton also in on it, on the abuse towards Meghan Markle, being difficult at while Meghan was busy planning her wedding, with all the stress because Thomas Markle, what he did. Kate did not care. She also just had to be difficult. It's so disgusting, my family, what has been done by them. So disgusting. I can't even understand how a human being could do what the farm has been doing towards Harry and especially towards Meghan Markle. It's so disgusting, really, and it breaks my heart. It breaks. If you have a heart, really, you'll be heartbroken at what both Harry and Meghan have had to endure every single time. But yet someone out there still believes that Harry and Meghan should be quiet after everything they faced. You know? The thing is, with the royal family, if you have treated Harry and Meghan well, you know, you don't have to be worried or concerned about what Harry and Meghan might say. But the reality is, they knew how poorly, how abhorringly they treated Harry and especially Meghan Markle. And they are always afraid of what Meghan might say because of what they did to her. And now all of it is coming from Harry's mouth, my family. All of it. My family, it's just so despicable, really. And now, I want to read a couple of comments, my family. You know, from the video, the clip that I just showed you about Harry. You know, talking about the scenes that unfolded, you know, before the Queen passed away and after the Queen passed away. One thing is clear, Prince Harry is hurt. Really hurt, but by what he kept on seeing. My family, by what he kept on seeing, the abuse of his wife. And Harry has a right to speak up because what they endured. Not many people can just go through what, you know, Harry went through. Not many people. It can break any single person. My family, and even the tabloid press itself, leaked what William did. Gleefully. They expressed it that Prince William ordered plane to leave without Harry as royals rushed to see dying queen. You know? Even someone asked this question, how can you be so cold? You know? How can you be so cold and cruel to your brother? You know? How can you be so cruel and cold to your brother? For what? To please the farm institution? You know? One day, William will be held accountable for the pain that he has caused. Mark my words, you know? Mark my words. And he ordered the plane to leave without Harry. It's so despicable, and so cruel. You know? My family. Someone else said this, that Harry's family treats him like he's a stepchild, like he does not matter. I am so glad that Meghan's family loves him. The pain and heartbreak he has had to endure from this toxic family is just awful. I am so glad that Eugenie came to California to visit him. Someone else said that. And if you're someone out there who says that, you know, but Harry has spoken about his family, you know, about William and Charles, what they did to him. The fact is, they were abusive towards Harry. If you're out there and you are a victim of domestic abuse, would you be happy if someone told you to keep quiet? Would you tell someone else to keep quiet? Because that's what it seems like, how this, you know, people who are complaining about Harry, saying what he's had to endure at the farm, what they mean when they tell Harry to keep quiet. Silence, as Harry even said, empowers the abuser. Silence does not benefit Harry or Meghan. It only empowers the royal family to be more abusive, to continue leaking against Harry and Meghan. By speaking about it, at least when people see it, they're like, oh yeah, it's the royal family. They're leaking against Harry and Meghan. You can see it with your own two eyes. Thanks to Prince Harry talking about it. Thanks to Prince Harry, sharing how the royal family, pleases or fulfills each part of the contract with the tabloid press. My family, if you're a victim of domestic abuse or violence, speak up. Speak up. Silence only empowers the abuser to continue abusing my family. I remember after the Oprah interview and in the Harry and Meghan documentary, what Harry, Harry's response when he received a text from William. Clearly, it wasn't a good, glowing text. It must have been abusive. My family, from Harry's reaction, it must have been abusive. Should you tell someone to keep quiet because of that, really? Because being silent doesn't help. It doesn't help. It only makes them continue, to leak, knowing that, hey, we can get away with it. My family, that's what happens when you're silent, my family. Silence empowers the abuser. And we're not going to empower the royal family to continue what they're doing. Harry and Meghan are not going to empower the royal family by being quiet to what they are doing, by being silent to what they're doing, the leaking, planting of stories. It's so bad, and you can't go on record on TV and say that Harry and Meghan are much loved members of the royal family when you made a phone call to Harry telling him not to come with Meghan Markle, and then you go on TV to say that Harry and Meghan, much love to Harry and Meghan, like what Charles did, his first address as king. It's manipulation of the public for you to do that, with the media and the palace manipulating the public, when in reality what they're doing is stabbing Harry and Meghan in the back with lies, planting of stories, leaking. That is what Charles, William have done to Harry. And him ordering the plane to leave when Harry was basically asking him, how are you going to get up there? Clearly, Harry wanted assistance with the means of getting there. And he had to, and he even said it, he got there, got a borrowed vehicle waiting for him. They are borrowed, not his, borrowed, my family. Because William had to be so petty and leave Harry. My family, this is not a family. And I don't think that Harry will get what he wants with William. He won't. I just don't see it, him getting that, a family. And I don't think that that's even what he wants. He doesn't want that by the looks of it. What he wants is to expose how they leak and plant stories in the hope that it stops, really. In the hope that it stops. My family. And the tabloids and the firm must stop this abuse of Harry and Meghan. My family, someone said this, that for decent human beings, weddings and funerals gather the family together in solidarity. Grudges and hatchet set aside. Grudges and hatchets are set aside. We now know it's different with the royal family. The mystique, they call it, of this clan is obviously very dark. My family, the royal family leaks the press. They don't keep a dignified silence because they're never quiet. They're always leaking the tabloid press. Always, every day. My family, that is what they do. They leak against their own. That is not a family that anyone in the UK should ever, look up to. Nobody should ever look up to that. The farm, because they are not a family. You know? My family, someone else, said this. What a terrible thing to do to Harry. I would feel so hurt and a tad angry. How can Charles do nothing? What horrible people they are, All because Harry, refused to bow to William's abuse of him. An abuser will always be angry that the victim refuses to listen to his orders, his commands. And if they lose control of that victim of abuse, they become worried, they panic. William panicked when he felt like he was losing Harry. He put his blames onto Meghan Markle because he was losing the person who was always blamed whenever he did something wrong. Because William is used to getting away with everything that he does wrong. His wrong, evil deeds. Harry takes the fall. Harry takes the blame as the spare. That's how it's always been throughout Harry and his life. So my family, whoever calls this a family is a liar, because the Royals are not a family. They aren't. You don't do this to your own brother. William is Cain, Judas, in every single form definition of it. He is. His character shows it. His jealousy shows it. His rage shows it. My family, the demeanor he presents to the public is not who William is. And like all abusers, they'll be angry that Harry exposed their abuse. My family. So please, my family, let me read a couple of more comments. Just 3 or 4 comments, my family, or 5 comments. Family. Someone said this, that the Royal family is abusive. So glad he's free of them and telling his truth. Someone said that. Harry just told the truth, and you're still quoting lies. People of the UK who buy into this are so lost. William is an awful human being. Someone said that. That is just some evil. His grandmother was dying, and they were just so evil to them. Someone says that. William is a disappointment. He calls his mom paranoid. Name calls his sister-in-law. Allegedly cheats on his wife. Always incandescent with rage. Shows no deference to his dad, but expects everyone to show him deference. Colludes the press, leaks, plans stories, lazy, but then wants to shine. William is a disappointment. My family, that's just who he is, my family. Yet another example of the cruelty of this royal family, in quotes. Someone says that people are getting it. Finally, people are getting it. They are getting it. The Royals are not a family, they are a farm. And that's the truth and nothing but the truth. I remember some in the UK press took pleasure pointing out that Harry was not included. And indeed, they did take pleasure in saying that. My family, they took pleasure in that. By the time William, Ariel, Sophie, and Andrew got there, the Queen had passed away. If only they had just waited, for Harry. Perhaps something different, would have happened. Maybe there would have been a different outcome. My family, someone said that these people are ice cold. I am so happy they got away and are happy now. Glad that they got their voice back. Someone else said that. And now someone called Alice said that my family was dysfunctional as hell. My family was dysfunctional as hell. But when someone died, we all came together no matter how much hostility there was between members, because we are there for the person dying. Not allowing him to say his goodbyes in time is just despicable. Someone said that. You know? My family, now I have read enough comments. Now I want to hear your opinion on this kindly. My family. It's so sad what Harry had to go through at the hands of the farm. So sad. And I hope that you continue to heal from these people, my family. Continue to heal from these people. My family. I hope that the leaking, planning of story stops. It needs to stop, my family. It needs to stop. And it must stop. Now, what do you think about this, kindly? Out to your opinion, please. And with that, and someone who stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our Evergreen family on YouTube. Hate will never win. Love wins. And William must come to realize that his hate of Harry, and especially Meghan Markle, won't win. It's already a failure. People are seeing him for who he is, a bully. So hate, William, it never wins. You've been exposed because you never ever stopped. You're leaking towards Harry and Meghan. These anti-Harry and Meghan stories. You've been exposed. Hate, William, won't win. No amount of PR will ever, scrap this thought from people's mind of how you physically assaulted and abused Harry. No amount of PR. May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, Libedana, and Ragland. Please tell me what you think about what William did, William's actions towards Harry. And kindly stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.